What's up, everyone? It's the best time of the year once again. March Madness is upon us, and we are going to go over all of the matchups one by one. Get those brackets ready, and let's get started. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the rest of our NCAA tournament picks. First off, we're looking at the West region. We've got Gonzaga against the number 16 team. We're not going over those. That's Gonzaga. Just pencil them in. The next matchup is a pretty intriguing one. We've got number 8 Oklahoma and number 9 Missouri. Oklahoma comes into this game 15-10 on the season and came up 7 points short against Kansas in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. The Sooners were 9-8 in Big 12 play and had 5 wins against top 25 teams. The bad news is that those wins came a long time ago. Over their last 7 games, OU has only managed to defeat ISU, taking down the worst team in the conference 2 times. Missouri comes into this opening round game 16-9 and got bounced from the SEC tournament by Arkansas. The Tigers went 8-8 in the SEC and had 4 wins this season against teams ranked in the top 25. The issue for Missouri is that those wins came against teams like Oregon and Tennessee, who ended up being much worse than they were originally thought to be. We are taking the Oklahoma Sooners in this one as they are the better team for sure and played in a tougher conference with much more success. On to the next game, we've got number 5 Creighton versus number 12 UC Santa Barbara. Creighton has been the center of a pretty big controversy lately with their head coach telling his players to not leave the plantation. Shockingly enough, the squad has not reacted well to this and got absolutely demolished by Georgetown in the Big East tournament. UC Santa Barbara dominated the Big West this season and finished things off 22-4 and as conference champions with a dominant 79-63 win over UCI. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce his name correctly, but I'm going to try. Ja'Cory McLaughlin is leading the Gauchos in both scoring and assists and could be a sneaky great player coming out of a very unheralded conference. This is a big upset, but we are leaning towards UC Santa Barbara as I do not see the Creighton players really wanting to play right now, and despite being ranked 12th, the Gauchos are no joke. On to the next one, we've got number 4 Virginia versus number 13 Ohio. Virginia ended up having to pull out of the ACC tournament due to a positive COVID test, and while it looks like they will get to play in the NCAA tournament, it is no guarantee. Ohio managed to take down the MAC conference tournament with a win over Buffalo, and it was a pretty huge shocker as the Bobcats were only a middle-of-the-pack team in their conference. Jason Preston leads the squad in points per game with 16.6 and assists with 7.2 and will need to be the main focus of every single team they face. If they get to play, we are taking Virginia, but this will be a developing situation we really have to keep track of. In the next game, we've got number 6 USC versus the number 11 seed, which will be either Drake or Wichita State. USC got bounced in the Pac-12 tournament by Colorado, but that was an extremely close and hard-fought game. The Trojans finished with the most conference wins and tied for most total wins in the Pac-12 this season, and with Evan Mobley are always capable of having the best player on the floor regardless of their opponent. Drake and Wichita State will be playing a tough game, and while the fatigue might not be a huge factor, it is enough for me to just go ahead and give this one to USC, regardless of which team they end up facing in the real first round game. In the next one, we've got number 3 Kansas versus number 14 Eastern Washington. Kansas had to withdraw from the Big 12 tournament due to a positive COVID test, but it seems like the powers that be are confident they will be cleared and able to play once their date rolls around. The Jayhawks had put together 3 solid wins leading up to forfeiting to Texas, including a blowout win over Baylor. This Kansas team is no joke. Eastern Washington came away with a 65-55 win in the conference tournament championship of the Big Sky, and despite going 16-7 on the season, punched their first ticket to the big dance. Their offense is pretty impressive, putting up 78 points per game, but their size and lack of rebounding concern me a lot. We are riding with the Jayhawks in this one, once again assuming they get to actually play the game. Number 7 Oregon takes on number 10 VCU in our next game. Oregon fell to Oregon State in a stunning upset in the Pac-12 tournament. The Ducks finished this season off 20-6 and had the best winning percentage in the conference schedule in the Pac-12. Their best win of the year was over Colorado by 4 points. This is not a squad that really impresses me too much. Talking about Oregon here, obviously, not Colorado. VCU ended up losing in the championship game of the A-10 conference tournament, but managed to find themselves an at-large bid. The Rams have a legit bucket getter in, I'm trying this name again, Nashawn Highland, who is averaging nearly 20 points per game, but they lack any big wins for the resume. We are siding with Oregon in this one, but I think it will be a very close game, and I couldn't fault anyone going with VCU. Number 2 Iowa takes on number 15 Grand Canyon in the last opening round game in this bracket. Iowa has been one of the best teams in the conference, in the best conference in the NCAA. While they did get bounced out of the Big Ten tournament by Illinois, that is certainly not something that needs to be held against them. Luka Garza is more than capable of dominating lesser opposition, and while I doubt that he will be successful on the next level, this is where he can attempt to make a case that he can be an NBA player. The Big Canyon dominated in the WAC conference championship game to secure a tournament bid. Unfortunately, given the weakness of their conference and their lack of non-conference success, I think their stay in the Big Dance will be a short one. We are taking Iowa in this game by a very comfortable margin. So guys, that is all of our picks for the Western region of the NCAA tournament. Give us a like if you enjoyed this video, and click the link in the description to see all of our picks for the rest of college basketball season, as well as all the other sports we cover. We are running a free bracket competition on ESPN this year, so join the group Stump the Spread for a chance to win a free week or month membership for the best sports picks in the business. Thanks everyone, and I'll be back soon with all the picks for the rest of the tournament. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. See you guys next time.